Blog Talk Radio.
So I got to get real with you guys here right out of the gate, okay? Let me get real with y'all. Early this morning, I've been up since the crack of dawn, okay? I'm something is going on internally with me, and it has to do with certainty and with just like ease. You know what I mean? I'm feeling unbelievably warm, and I think a lot of it has to do with probably what was the last 5 minutes of the webinar last night. Remember the webinar last night? Did you stick around till the very end? When we had that conversation, which kind of came up out of nowhere. You know, when we do webinars, we do come together as a team and we put together some bullet points and, you know, what's the message we want to communicate today, and, you know, how should we put it together? And then every once in a while, some magic just happens. And that was really like in the very late in the webinar last night. I think it happened, I think the door opened, the crack in the door is when Vincent Ortega Jr. said to Adam Whiting, "Is this like the best work that you've ever done?" And Adam answered the question. And then we revisited that topic about, you know, what really is the work? What is really going on here in Traffic Authority? And if you watch the end of the webinar, if you watch it all the way to the end, maybe you can understand this feeling I have this morning of just absolute peace, confidence, knowing it's the next level for me, man, after that discussion. The view from 35,000 feet. You know, this morning when I was up at the crack of dawn and I was doing some exercise out running around the neighborhood, I was listening. I always listen, right? I'm going to talk next week about the soundtrack of your life. Like, what are you putting into your noodle in the morning? Are you watching CNN? Are you watching the dreaded Fox News Network? Okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what are you putting into your noodle in the morning? What is it that you're actually putting into your noodle in the morning? So this morning I was up, and when I was out going around the neighborhood, I was listening to one of my very favorites. I don't know if you know who Marianne Williamson is. But I'm going to give you guys a couple things that she has said that really have had an impact on me. And this morning when I was going through the neighborhood listening to Marianne Williamson, one of the things that she was talking about was the fact that dreams, when we have a dream, when you have a dream, that dream usually shows up one or two sizes too big, right? It's too big. The dream is, you know, you have to grow into the dream. You have to work on yourself. You have to recognize opportunity. You grow into the dream. And last night on the webinar, when we heard Adam Whiting talking about where he sees our company going, you know, one of the things that really resonated with me is he was talking about there's a company out there in the world, the only thing that they do is create capture pages. That's it. That is their whole wheelhouse, is capture page creation. And there is such a demand for capture page creation that company is being traded on the stock exchange. It's like a huge company. And what we have here, we're going to move into that type of space. You know, Adam's vision, what he was sharing with us last night, and I know that Greg and Doug, and I know that Ben, and I know many's Chad, you know, Adam is so good at articulating the idea, but he was really representing the core fundamental philosophy of all of us here in Traffic Authority. You know, he was talking about where we're going with the Traffic Optimizer and how in demand that product really is and how it is overlooked in the marketplace by so many. And then he was talking about the Academy, the Traffic Academy, top level education. Do you know that people pay tens of thousands of dollars to go sit in a room with Frank Kern for a couple of days? $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 people pay for a weekend with some of these individuals who really understand the world of direct selling and internet marketing. Well, that's who's coming here. Okay, those are the kind of people who are coming here and will be joining the academy very, very soon. I was thinking about it, man, this morning. I was just like, oh, this is so awesome. And you know what? The dream for many of us, it might be one or two sizes too big. I know that there are people here who are struggling, really struggling. And I that is one of the few words that I despise, struggle. Because everything is really opportunity for growth. And I see people here right now, however, I'll use the word struggle, who are going, man, I've only got $47. I've only got, 144 is really a stretch. I get it, man. I really do. I really, really do. More than you know. More than you know. But you know what? That's a dream. You have to stretch into that dream. You have to maybe make some adjustments to get there, because once you're here, you're in the company of giants. Now, there's one more thing I want to share with you guys. And this is, again, Marianne Williamson. I want you to listen to this. And then we're going to get into the fun stuff that we do. I know Greg and Doug are here. I see a bunch of people have already pressed 1. I'm sure some of you guys want to tell me about that shirt. And please, if you want to comment on Juan, there was an opportunity for me. I learned from my discussion with Juan last night in the first 5 minutes of the webinar. Man, did I take the bait on that one. I'm like a big fish who just grabbed onto that hook. But here's what Marianne Williamson says, okay? Listen to what she said. And I want you guys to really consider, especially the last sentence of this quote. Now, many people, there's like in pop culture, people think that it was Nelson Mandela who said what I'm about to share with you. But this actually came out of the mouth of Marianne Williamson. And man, I dig her. And here's what she says. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us. It's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And that blows me away, man. And I was thinking last night, okay, about Adam Whiting and articulating the vision. Again, Adam is such a great communicator. He's articulating the vision of a giant team of people, right? And by being amongst this team of people who are out there on the front, taking advantage of every opportunity that comes up, letting the light shine. Adam unconsciously gave other people permission to do the same last night. The view from 35,000 feet, what we really have our hands on here, is really, really, really magnificent. Now, you guys hear me talking about being a child of God and the glory of God, and I want you to understand we all have our own belief systems, and that's cool. This is just the quote that she said, and I resonate with this so heavily. I got to tell you, man, it is the truth. All right. Enough of my ranting. And Greg, I can hear you pounding away. Have you ever been in the presence of Greg Chambers? This guy, you want to hear what a machine gun sounds like? Get into Greg Chambers' office when he's pounding away on the keyboard. Greg, I got you off mute here, but we're going to get to Greg Chambers in a minute. Before I do, though, quickly, I want to remind you guys, you are listening to Traffic Report every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We come here. We will be here on Monday. I know it's a national holiday in North America. I don't know if maybe you Canadians can let me know. Is Labor Day celebrated? And I know they celebrate it, as I said before, in Washington D.C. because I think it was was it Eleanor Roosevelt who had 12 children, or no Kennedy, Ethel Kennedy. That's what it was. Sorry, Eleanor Roosevelt, Ethel Kennedy. If you do the research, I think she's the mother to 12 children. So we honor her on Labor Day, and we honor all of the mothers on Labor Day. But it's a national holiday here in North America where they give the working stiffs the day off, give them one day off, thank you. But because we are an international opportunity, we're here to serve the most people. We will be here live on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, this week on Sunday, we get some rest. We've been doing webinars. We've been going 7 days a week. 7 days a week, I think, since the 4th of August. And this Sunday, I'm really looking forward to, no webinar Sunday, no conference call Sunday. But we're going to be here for you guys on Monday, and we are every single day. Now, here's the drill. This morning, we're going to go around the room, and I got a bunch of people in the queue. We want to hear what you're feeling. I'm pretty sure that the questions are going to be, migrating away. My system is set up. I got my autoresponders integrated seamlessly, and I was wrestling with it yesterday. And thank goodness for Adam's clarification on where we actually set up the autoresponders. If you do have a question or two about what's going on with your system and about our opportunity, we're here to answer those questions, as we do every single day. But in the meantime, we're going to invite you guys to come out, share your enthusiasm, share your love, talk about how you're feeling, talk about what's going on here. That's really what's going to be happening every Friday. We like to look at Friday as like a great opportunity. And I'm going to share with you, we really do have a plan with our radio show. And Fridays is going to be a fence kicking party. Next week, I'll let you in on what the fence kicking party really means on Friday mornings. But the goal here every single day is going to be to inspire, educate, and motivate. Hopefully we do that, when there's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. And so like I am the biggest student, all of you guys are teaching me lessons like Juan last night. Man, did that guy teach me a lesson to never take the bait. And I think he was only testing to see if it was a real webinar or was it fake, because in the world of webinars, so many of them are fake. It's evergreen webinars, right? They're not even, it's just something they recorded weeks ago. Okay, also tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Visionary Founders Call. And that's with Doug and Greg, and Adam from time to time has come out, and there's other people, who share the vision. Primarily, though, we hear from Doug and Greg, as we do every single day. So here's something else I want you guys to be aware of, is that as we move forward, Doug and Greg, they have so much responsibility to keep our pro safe and sound and equilibrium and all these things and visionary thinking and all the stuff that goes on that these guys are responsible for. So their ability to come here every single day is really, it's actually been really cool that they've been able to make the time to come here every single day. But moving forward, you're really going to hear from Greg and Doug on Saturdays and then at our live events. Okay, last night we talked a little bit more about live events. They are coming, and so watch for that as well. So tomorrow, make sure that you are here at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, all of this stuff is available to you guys 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right now, we're streaming live at two sites. We're streaming at radioleverage.com, and we use that domain because the name of our compensation plan is Infinite Leverage, so radioleverage.com, or you can also hear us live at trafficauthorityreport.com. Okay, we've got a few websites, but it's all the same stuff, and you're listening there right now. If you are, it's a live stream. It's 11:13 a.m. on Friday. If you'd like to join into the party, all you got to do is pick up your telephone and dial in to 914-338-0631. When you get there, you press 1 on the keypad of your telephone, and I'm going to get a notification. Okay, I'm going to know that you want to come out, and everybody gets a turn. And Kara, I know that you've been checking me out. I don't understand why I can't see you here, but I'm going to do my best to find you if you're coming up here this morning. So I can go on and on about this idea of dreams coming true, and your dreams have to be a little bit bigger, okay? Like they've got to be too big so that you can grow into the dreams. But you know what? Enough ranting and raving. Greg Chambers, I see you in the queue. Come on out here, my brother, as they say. Greg, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I just had to comment on this growing piece. My wife is in Israel for 2 weeks. I was unable to go due to the launch, and I actually am growing into my pants, if that counts for anything. I've been eating a little bit of extra Barro's pizza as the time has gone on. So, but with that said, I'm actually growing metaphysically and physically. So I'm really in a growth pattern. So it's totally awesome. Excited to be out here on the call today. That webinar last night was possibly one of the best webinars. Of course, Adam actually went back to the back office again, actually the live back office before he had done it off, off of his, computer. So that was really exciting. And then, of course, the little after talk for 20 minutes where, people were really talking about what's going to happen here. I mean, it was kind of the first time that we were out of just, ones and zeros and we're doing this work to get caught up. we actually went kind of past that and actually got to the vision piece and what's coming. And boy, I mean, if people really have been looking for something to latch onto, you're saying grow your own personal dreams. If you're looking for, really a business that actually has, the ability to just grow in an exponential way, and not just, like in team members, because we're a startup, we're certainly going to be growing in members, but just growing in scope. I mean, there's so much that is done here between the done-for-you packages, the tool sets, which includes the lead capturability that you're talking about, and then, of course, the training. I mean, you really think about that. You get into that internet marketing training concept, and you have so much opportunity there. And, again, it's going to be a main focus. I mean, people are going to really, start to see with events and even with, live events where we all get together, but also webinar events where we get together. And that idea where Adam shared that these products that, happen through the Traffic Academy will be little products that we'll be able to sell outside of Traffic Academy, so people get a kind of a taste, if you will, for, like email marketing or, Twitter marketing. And when you see these killer quality products, you're going to be able to sell that for, an amount of money. You're going to be able to monetize your list outside of your Traffic Authority list, but you're also going to be able to attract these people over to buy either retail, products from you, or to actually come into your business. I mean, Adam, some of that stuff had never been talked about before. And, of course, the inner core group, I mean, you, me, and Doug, and Adam, and Chad, and the boys, we've all talked about that. But it was the first time it was shared with the team, and, boy, was that exciting to hear, man. So, I mean, I'm stoked. I'm pretty lit up. Looking forward to a long weekend, too, I might add.
Yeah, I know.
Back to you.
Thank you very much. And that big vision, right? Last night, if you watched that webinar, if you haven't watched it yet, go there and watch it. You can see it. It's on the Facebook page, right? It's at the very end there when we actually talked about the view from 35,000 feet. You know what I mean? It's the view from 35,000 feet. Okay, meaning like when you're up cruising across Nebraska, there it is down there. You can see the whole thing. And I know we get down here and we're involved in, okay, my API key. I've got to get my API key integrated into my autoresponder, my email accounts. And we get frustrated and, but you just go up to the view from 35,000 feet. It's so beautiful up there when you consider what the potential is here, and with this team that has been assembled, hitting those goals, and again, right, a dream you have to grow into the dream. The shirt is a little too big, and so you grow into it, and that's what we're doing here. And Douglas, I see you on the queue here. Doug Wellens, come on out here, dude. I think I got you off mute.
Hey, brother, how are you doing?
No, I'm blissful today. Actually, I think is the word bliss. I'm feeling my bliss, bro. How are you doing?
Dude, I actually heard some Southern out of you right at the start of this call when you said y'all. I didn't know they did y'all down in Southwest United States, man.
No, but
that's
you know
what we
what?
do in the East Coast.
You know where I got my y'all on? I get my y'all on. Remember that TV show called Friday Night Lights? I love Friday Night Lights. The coach's wife, there's actually I found a video on YouTube because she says y'all so many times. There's a video of all of her y'alls. Hey y'all. So yes, I stole that from the female actress, the wife on Friday Night Lights, y'all. So how you doing, Doug? What's going on, bro? How you today?
Well, Joe, I am also in a deep state of gratitude and just over here with visions of an absolutely incredible tomorrow. I've been looking at Steve Siebold, How Rich People Think, and Steve went out, and he interviewed 1,200 millionaires over the last 20 years, and this guy's also a successful, huge millionaire guy. And Steve says, one of the things that the millionaires that he, interviewed, one of the distinct characteristics and commonalities amongst all those millionaires, none of them ever looked back on nostalgia. They all looked forward to the future, right? And I'm telling you guys, not only is the future right now, but the future is so bright. And we know it, right? I mean, we've just catapulted our entire business into the 23rd century, right? No one's ever seen anything like we've already been bringing on here in just the last couple of weeks here. But the last night, with the real unfolding of that back office and what's coming just over the next couple of days to couple of weeks to couple of months, 2016, man, is going to be a big year for so many people. And, Vincent Ortega, I guarantee you, if you sat Vincent down, Vincent is an amazing, remarkable young man, okay? And I have to believe the success that Vincent has already experienced right here, he also, I'm sure, is in a major state of gratitude with what he has got in front of his eyes, along with all the top leaders that are here. And I got to tell you, I'm challenging the females, because that is what we really want to also see here. I want to see some females just knock the socks off of guys like Eric Bechtold and Mac and Vincent and Franco and you know, all of them, Devon. Yeah, come on, females, step it up, okay? Because I know there's a lot of powerful females out there, right, Joe?
Yes, there is. And, you know, this is, well, I'm so much about female energy. And get ready, you guys, okay? Here's the drill. If you press 1 on the keypad of your telephone, be prepared with your first name, the city, the state, or the country that you're calling in from, and then your question or your comment. And, dude, I'm so about female energy. I mean, why do you think they call it Mother Earth? Because chicks rule. And you're right. We've got so many strong females here in our organization. It's time we get some of this energy out there, certainly on our webinars too, right? We need to get, come on, ladies. What's up, man? What's up?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Let's go.
I know, for sure, for real. All right, let's get into the queue here, okay? First up, 770. Now, wait, I'm gonna say the last 4 digits of your phone number. The last 4 digits of your phone number. So get ready, listen closely. And 4489. You've been here for like over a half hour already, maybe 45 minutes. Good morning, 4489. You're up.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, everybody.
Who's this?
This is Jeff, Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Jeff. You're in my boy Doug. That's his neighborhood.
Yeah. I'm on the other side of the traffic monster. We got a traffic monster here in Atlanta. I'm on the other side of it.
Living large in the ATL.
Absolutely.
How can I help you today, Jeff?
I was going to take a crack at decoding that shirt.
Okay, please do.
The ultimate Led Zeppelin experience.
You know what? Boom shakalaka. And if you want to go a little bit deeper into that Led Zeppelin experience, that shirt actually is the logo that represents Jimmy Page. Okay, on that album there were 4 distinct icons, right? Like if you look at the top of our, if you look in our member back office, if you look at your back office in Traffic Authority, you look across the top, there are icons, right? There's a picture of a house, there's a picture of like a dashboard, those are icons. And that logo, I'm going to give it to you. I am going to give it to you. But that logo specifically was Jimmy Page's symbol. So I got your phone number. I'm going to give you a call and get your address because, okay, you win. You get the book. And I know there are other people here. And the book I'm talking about is The Slight Edge, and that's by Jeff Olson. And I know we had one of these guys, I can't remember who was on the phone the other day, who said that their first rodeo was NSA, National Safety Associates, the water filter company. And that was in like probably 1992 or 93. See how old I am? I was in that company, and I met Jeff Olson there. And this guy has gone on to just be iconic. The Slight Edge is the name of the book, turning simple disciplines into massive success and happiness. And his theory, and it's proof, it's science actually, it's not even theory, is that the only thing, Jeff, that stands between you, where you are today, and where you ultimately want to get. Let's use for example, Vincent Ortega. This guy's, I don't even know how much money he's made now. He's way over $100,000 this month. Well, how did he do it? He did it because 7 years ago he made a decision. And he made the decision to build his list, stay consistent, get educated, build his list, communicate with his list, send to his list, simple things. The concept of the slight edge is if it is easy to do, it's just as easy not to do. And most people miss that point. Every one of us here today in Traffic Authority has the ability to build a list beginning today. And in 7 years, boom shakalaka. And with the tools that we've had and the training that we have and the dedication that we have, by applying simple principles, legends will be made here. So, Jeff, congratulations.
Thank you.
Slight Edge. You're very, very welcome. I'll be calling you to get your address, and we'll ship that out to you, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Excellent. There's Jeff in Atlanta. 1650, I know. Do you have a broken heart because you were next in the queue and you also knew what that was?
No, that's all right. First of all, good morning to my chiefs and fellow tribe warriors. Barry from Tucson here.
How you doing, Barry?
And yeah, Joe, I'm a huge Zeppelin fan. I knew that was Jimmy Page's logo, but it's all good.
Well, how's it going, man? How are you feeling today?
It's going great. I can really relate to it. I'm having that warm, fuzzy feeling also, you know. It's been pretty much every day for a while. It's just been growing exponentially, you know, and I just know I'm at the right place. It's a great feeling, you know.
Yes, it is.
The stuff Adam showed us last night, I mean, Adam, if you're listening, you and your team are absolute geniuses. I mean, the video, the step-by-step process to you know, transfer over to the autoresponder. I mean, that went as smooth as silk. You know, it's just awesome. And
yeah. You know, I feel the same way, and I will tell you. Yesterday, I was feeling some frustration because I was like, man, where do I get my API code, and what does that really mean? And then I was struggling with it, and then when I went to system setup, I went there and there it was. Okay, I'm looking at it right now. I'm in the business center, and then under marketing links, there it was. Click here to set up your autoresponders, and if you guys look, that video is so simple. I'm like, wow, man, what a great program. I know, it is amazing.
It was like butter. I
yes.
want to say one last thing, Joe, if I can.
Please.
Just want to touch on infamous Juan last night. Briefly, I know you're a big fan of SNL, as am I. You know, simmer down now.
Yeah.
Record that.
Yeah, you can appreciate this, I'm going to tell you.
Right.
You look marvelous. All right?
All right. Thank you very much. Simmer down now, and you do look marvelous. Thank you for that very much. Thank you for that, yeah. And, you know, again, it was like that was an opportunity for growth,
Lexi.
right? Last night I took the bait from Juan.
Rexy.
Hey, Rexy, I'm your dog. Hey, don't pay attention to Rexy. I'm your dog, 3689. I'm loyal, dude. Joe is your dog.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Hickley, how are you?
How you doing, Joe?
I'm good, man. How are you today?
Great. Sorry about my dog barking.
Don't worry about it. Hey, don't worry
just
about
wanted to tell you, great webinar, and you're a very handsome guy, Joe. All right. have a great weekend, guys.
Ooh, a fan.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I love
Hickley.
it.
I guess that
Hickley's great.
He is. You know, see, Juan is now famous. Okay, we're gonna get together at a live event, and we're gonna have to do a Juan. We're gonna have to honor Juan. Okay, and I think, and it was like I said, you know, Juan, you know, he put that out there last night. I really do believe that he was just testing to see if it was live, but it was an opportunity for growth. You know, I took the bait, and maybe I went too long, but thank you very much, Hickley. Thank you, Barry. 3391, you're next up.
Morning, Joe. How are you?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Joe the plumber.
Joe. Hey, how are you, man? Thank you for the Facebook.
Yeah, I was wondering, are any of these being recorded? Your these talk shows?
As a matter of fact, every single one we've ever done is recorded. And if you want to see if you want to kill some time, Joe the plumber, just go to radioleverage.com. I know you're calling in old school, right? It's old school. It's like a conference call. But right now we're broadcasting live on the internet to anybody in the world who has an internet connection. Anybody in the universe, if they can log on, they can hear our shows. And because we're an international company, that's the platform we've chosen. And because we have a lot of people down under, right? Australia, New Zealand, it's like tomorrow there. It's the middle of the night, I think. And so those individuals, you know, they're sleeping, and we want to give them access to the content in the community. So at radioleverage.com, that's a website that has if you got some time to kill, every single radio show, Monday through Saturday, beginning on February, I think, 2nd or 3rd. So there's a lot of content there. Yes, all of these are archived for your listening pleasure, hopefully, Joe.
Okay. I don't really have any time to kill right now, but because I'm working on my traffic authority.
Excellent.
Yes, the auto responder.
Mm-hmm.
that I watched the video last night, and that's actually I'm getting ready to do that. Try it right now. Try to get my autoresponder up.
It is so simple. I mean, it is so simple. You know, just do. There's no try. Remember Yoda from Star Wars? Yoda, don't do. There's no do. There's no just do. There's no try. There's do.
Oh, wait, your weapon. I mean you no harm.
Oh, somebody means somebody no harm. Greg, put yourself on mute. Thank you very much, Joe. Any other questions this morning?
No, that's it. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, cool. You're very, very welcome. Joe the Plumber checking in. Thank you, Joe the Plumber. Let's keep it moving. 9668, you're next up.
Joe, it's Dave Nosvitowski out in Tinley Park.
Dave and Tinley, how are you today?
Hey, what's going on? Listen, guys, a couple quick things. Hold on a second here. First of all, let me say that I'm impressed. I actually dialed in almost 15 minutes early today to give you Jimmy Page's stuff. Well, actually, that wasn't really why. I just was done early, so I dialed in early. And look how far down the list I was. That's impressive. Everybody's here waiting for this to happen, but I didn't get through the webinar yesterday. I was on the ambulance again, so it's time for me to get this thing going, so I can sit around and enjoy life again. I was halfway through that before today's show started, so I figure I'll finish that up after this. But listen, Greg and Doug, you guys got to really stop doing these big updates on Mondays, because now you keep making me look forward to Mondays, and the only thing that happens on Mondays for me is I got to go back to work. So
there it is.
I'm torn between two lovers here. So, but on another side, really quick, I just wanted there is an issue with the autoresponders. I am very good with GetResponse. I've been using it for years. There is not an issue with the usage or anything like that. The issue is that some links are not propagating. So, for example, if you look at the first email under the pre-launch people. Like it'll put your email in, that's fine and dandy, but when where there's supposed to be a clickable link, the link didn't propagate. So knowing what I know about the system, if they fix it on your end, it'll spread out to all the connections. So you might want to have them look at the links, because some of them didn't click through. But Greg or Doug or whoever's handling those, if you want me to forward this email to you so you can see what I'm talking about. If you don't understand it, let me know. I'll get that to you. But
can you send that to me? Just PM that to me on Facebook. I actually did also see that on a Facebook post from someone that I believe it was Michael McGregor or someone had given us some information. So we are looking into it. But if you have something specific, definitely hit us with that. I'm testing that today and over the weekend. So yeah, definitely send that over, please.
Yeah, it doesn't seem, Greg, it doesn't seem to be a big issue, except if people are going to be clicking those links and it goes nowhere, we got problems. I can fix those on my end, but since we're using the API, one fix on your end, and it fixes everybody. The other thing was there's a lot of people asking on Facebook. There's a few people asking on the Facebook page, and hopefully you guys are listening to this meeting, because you should be here listening to this meeting instead of being on Facebook at this time. But listen, you guys have been asking us on the Facebook board about moving autoresponders, and you want to move the autoresponder to a different day and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you, yes, you can move them, but don't. This system is designed to work the way it is. Emails are timed to certain offers, to certain times we have set up expiration dates and stuff like that. So while you can move them, that's your own business, but realize you're going to affect yourself and the success of your business if you keep making changes. Stop reinventing the wheel. Just get out there, promote your link, buy your traffic, promote your link, buy your traffic, promote your link, buy your traffic. That's the whole success to this business. And the last thing, bringing back up something that Joe was talking about earlier, is the bigger the stretch, the better the rewards. This is synonymous with putting skin in the game. I mean, if you put nothing into a business, you'll get nothing in return. Think about that. Do what you can. Do whatever you have to do. Beg, borrow, cheat, steal. Probably not borrow, but save the money. Stop going to McDonald's twice a day or whatever you're going to do, and save that money to invest in yourself. Get yourself on the 144 at least minimum. And when you have that to risk and to lose, at least that. If it's that hard to come up with $144, that is more risk than you can handle, then you will be super motivated to get that money back. And that's what you need to be pushed, then use that to be pushed. You have to get out there, and you have to put risk out there. I've been a small investor in business kind of a person for years, and let me tell you something. Those $40 little investments, they do not motivate you for anything. That doesn't get you anywhere. You got to get something out there, save up, put your money where you need it to do, and let it do the work. Stop reinventing this and let it do the job. If you got nothing to risk, you have nothing to lose. It's sort of like if you teach a man to fish, if you give a man a fish, you'll feed him today. But if you teach him to fish, he'll be fed forever. What was that, Confucius or something like that? One of them. Buddhist. I think it's Buddhism, right? Something like that. But and the last thing, Greg, just another reminder, Lou Malnati's is right down the street from Tinley Park Convention Center. Just so you know.
Dave in Tinley Park, dude, you are amazing, and you are like, I got you queued up for Traffic Control Board. I mean, you have such good information, and you know what you're talking about, and you're out there making stuff happen, both in the ambulance. What an honorable gig, and then also with your experience in free enterprise and the stuff that we do here. And dude, I didn't know that stuff about the API and get response. But Greg, come on out here. I know Dave has been taunting you actually with this Lou Malnati discussion.
Oh my God! I mean, I'm like heading over there. In fact, I mean, I'm like collecting pizzas. It's like pizza of the day for me. I mean, some people do coffees and other stuff, but my wife's gone. I'm like becoming a pizza connoisseur. It's awesome. But I was going to just say, Joe and Dave, I mean, we have been taken to school, and I love it. I mean, like Joe, you were just saying, I mean, perfect candidate to actually being on the traffic control board. It's because this kind of information, the technical stuff, I appreciate. We'll fix that, no problem. But the other parts, the strategic parts that he's talking about, just nailing it, and it's so true. And most of the people that are saying that, unfortunately, really have very little experience. They're not the ones that understand this has been laid out, in a very organized manner. It's not kind of haphazard. This stuff is tested, to get the maximum results. And, of course, we will also change things as, we're testing things in the background. We're always tweaking, and we're never satisfied. But please understand, I mean, moving those days around on things, definitely not a good idea. And, just let those autoresponders run. The most important thing is connect it and, generate leads. Those are the really critical factors. Now, I will say sending personal broadcasts, that is a good idea. There's no problem at all with you letting them know personally what's happening with you. I actually think it's a very good idea to do that several times a week. So, but with that said, I would leave the series very much the way they are. So with that, Joe, back to you.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you again, Dave in Tinley Park. Be safe out there, dude. I know that.
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Joe, see, the whole thing, the way I've learned this is the fact that I did all that stuff since '92 as well. And that's when I became a paramedic, and I said, oh, my God, I'm going to need to make some more money than just paramedic. They don't pay us a lot for doing that. So I always look for these opportunities. And let me tell you something. Over that course of years, I've learned 1,001 ways to do it wrong. And every time I've done it wrong, I've taken the system that they gave me and tried to change it. And that is your quickest route to failure. Mm-hmm. Do not change the system as it works. Follow the step. This is by far the best system I've ever been involved with. I mean, literally, I could take somebody who has never turned on a computer and teach them to become a master at this business. They don't even have to buy a computer with this business. All they have to do is know how to say, okay, I'll order that. Mm-hmm. That is it. And let it go to work, and then just keep sharing it where they can. And that's what I want people to understand is you don't need, stop getting all this technical stuff. You don't need to worry about that stuff. That's what the home office is for. Let the system do the work. Do not change what works. Do not change what they've already mapped out. We've tested it for over a year. Let it do the system. That's why it's been fixed. But listen, that's all I wanted to add. I know I've taken too much time, but I'm going to see if I can help some more of these people out on the Facebook and stuff like that, get them to the show. So you guys have a good day, and Lou Malnati's in Tinley Park.
Dave in Tinley Park checking in. Dave, thank you very much. I really do appreciate more than you even know what I really, because as I said earlier today, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and that's what just happened. I was just taken to school by Dave in Tinley Park. Thank you very much, Dave. 5649, you're next up.
Hi, Joe. It's Bert from Canyon Lake, California.
Bert, how are you this morning?
I thought I dialed in and hit 1 early enough, but my gosh, I can't believe how far down I am on the queue.
When I logged in here this morning, I usually come in here about 15 minutes ahead of time to fire up the studio and make sure all the connections are good. And I was like, whoa, look at all these people here waiting in line to get in the restaurant, you know?
Yeah, a lot of Led Zeppelin fans. I saw this little bit in the fandom for Led Zeppelin. It's about Bob Plant, and this is what he said. You may not believe this, but Jimmy Page, once took me aside and said, look, I'm going to tell you the meaning of this, the Zoso, once, and then I shan't ever mention it again, or at least not for a long, long time anyway. And Plant continues, and would you believe that I have since forgotten what it was? And now Pagey won't tell me.
He won't tell. I love that. And thank you very much, Bert. And one of those guys, I think it might have been, I think it might have been Jimmy Page, who was like the guitar player. For those of you who may be from the millennial generation, there was a rock band called Led Zeppelin, probably like one of the premier heavy metal bands. They invented the genre. And I saw this guy, Jimmy Page, on TV. I think he said, you know what? And I don't know if you've ever seen, if you look it up on YouTube, when Led Zeppelin got the Medal of Honor from the president, they had like this choir singing it's amazing video. But but Jimmy Page actually said, we come from an era where musicians actually had to play instruments. Like nowadays, there's a culture, there's an opportunity for people who have a computer. They can become rock stars. Because everything is automated. They don't have to sing. They don't have to play music. It's just like loops. But, Led Zeppelin, one of the great rock bands of all time. Thank you very much, Bert. More people, I'm surprised how many people recognize that shirt. 2648, you're next up.
Hey, good morning, Joe. Donna from Pennsylvania here.
Hey, Donna, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm excited today. I really am having a great day.
That's great. I do have a little concern, but first, I just wanted to comment on what you said this morning. What are people doing with their time when they get up in the morning? And like you said, if they're watching the news, people, you really have to understand our minds are very, very powerful. You think your computer's powerful? Well, let me tell you, your mind is just as powerful. And if you're putting all that garbage in your head in the morning, you're just starting off with bad emotions, because that's the difference between us and a computer, the emotions that we carry with the things that we see and hear.
And Donna, the other thing I want to point out to people, and I know that you know this, but since you opened up the door on this conversation, I want you guys to know that you may not be specifically listening to the news, but it's getting in. Okay, yes. It's affecting your behaviors. It's affecting your why are we walking around so fearful? Because Fox News keeps telling us to be afraid of everything. Everything there, and so it's like you get up in the morning, you flip on the news. It's like, no wonder I feel like crap today. No wonder. This morning I get up and I put Marianne Williamson into my headphones. I didn't even have to walk up the stairs. I floated. I'm just like, I'm so ecstatic. I feel so positive. What you put in, man. Garbage in, garbage out. So you may not even be paying attention, but that crap is getting in.
It sure is. Even if you're not seeing it, it sure is. But now what I do when I get up in the morning, I go for a walk up in the woods, because I live in the mountains, and I just go up and meditate and get one with Mother Earth.
Is that awesome?
I mean, it's an amazing thing. It really is. But I wanted to commend what Adam said last night, too. And Juan, of course. No, I'm joking. What Adam said about he would have the e-wallet. The goal was to have e-wallet up by the time it was time to pay out in the system. And he said, no, it's not a goal. It will happen. And I really kudos. Because it was just your words are important, too. I will, I am, you and I know that.
Yes, we do.
But
and
anyway,
you know what? And Don, we will talk more about these topics, the things that you're sharing here this morning. This is going to be the focal point of this radio broadcast moving forward every single day, right? The goal is to motivate, inspire, educate, In this conversation that we're having, you guys, you hear us talking about the Slight Edge and the stuff that you put in, the soundtrack of your life. You know, this morning, Douglas, he mentioned Steve Siebold, How Rich People Think. This is where we go with this radio show. The last couple of weeks, we've been really, handling questions, and I know people were, stuff was going on with their websites, but moving forward, this is really where you come to get, this invigorates me. Listening to you, again, Donna, okay, I'm the student. You showed up. Thank you, my teacher.
Hey, honey. The big concern I do have, remember I called you yesterday and I was telling you that in my pre-launch pages I could log in fine and everything was great? And it even says, which I didn't really, I've had that password and username since I was a member of ILS. Well, I took your advice and I lost my password. And somehow they have changed my username to Donna too. So now all my pre-launch affiliate links are all over, just as Donna, the way it should be. I don't understand where this 2 came from, but I'm just kind of in a sort of a quandary, I guess I want to say.
All right. Okay, listen, that's very, very important. And Doug, I know that you have a direct connection to people in the support desk. Maybe you can chime in on this?
I will chime in, and I will pump this right up to the top here. Okay.
I hope so, because I did send in a support ticket about it, because it's always been Donna. And now, like I said, after it went live, somehow this 2 came about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you hit me yesterday, didn't you, Donna, on this,
yes,
right?
I did.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And we put something in for you, so I could go read. Jason came back to me last night with, a bunch of, during the webinar, he was, hitting me, saying, yeah, I did this, I got this done. And I'm just kind of looking back over all the ones that he hit me back on, and then all of a sudden I had to say, Jason, we're about to get on a webinar. Don't hit me anymore. Just collectively put all this, into.
All right, Donna, we'll make sure we get this. We'll wait, Greg or Doug, could you make sure that we put this one on the top, because this is Donna said she's got links out there all over the place. We want to make sure that when people click those links that they're in
yeah, because like I said, it's always Donna since my membership in ILS. In fact, that's what
Donna,
I logged into to even hear this.
Sorry, Donna, I didn't mean to talk over you. I just wanted to let everyone know that basically when we have 2 accounts like this, they're always user created. Donna, you actually created the second account, but it's not a problem because both accounts in the pre-launch exist. Nothing will ever be lost, and we can put them together. And if you read the Facebook pages, you'll see that this has happened, to literally dozens of people. And the reason for it is because the pre-launch system was free. If anyone actually mistyped their password on the way in, it was very easy to create a second account. And so, again, like I said, I've actually personally fixed over 50 of these by putting them together. So, but understand, nothing is ever lost. Even if, we're pointing you to the second account, that first account still exists. Every single pre-launch link that's out there is collecting data. Everything is still there. You are perfect. It's just a matter of us merging them together, and we'll delete one of them out for you, and you'll tell us which one you want. But don't ever misunderstand that we're creating them. It's always user-created, and we'll fix it for you.
Okay, I do want to just keep the Donna, though. I've had that forever.
Sure, understood. Well, it's no problem at all. It's a super easy fix, and we'll get it for you.
All right, thank you.
Donna, what's your last name so I can actually look in on this too?
Pardon me?
What's your last name, or your what's the last name, just so I can make sure that I pull all of your accounts?
Simons, S as in Sam, I, M as in Mike, O as in on, N as in Nancy, S as in Sam.
Thank you very much. That's all we need.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you very much. We will. Thank you very much, Donna, for checking in. Let's keep it moving. 8487 is next up. 8487, you're up.
Joe, Mike from Cali. How you doing, buddy?
Mike, I'm doing great. How are you today? What's happening, brother?
I'm fine. Hey, man, I'm just listening to everybody. It's hard to get in this week because, man, I've been busy on my back office here. Hey, I remember back in the day when we had the ILS days. It seemed like you and me and Rose were on the phone all the time. Now you got a tribe out there, man. I can't get over this. This is great. This is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to tell Greg and Doug, where did you find Adam? Did you find him from NASA or something? I mean, this is unbelievable. This stuff is absolutely great. I'm in my back office here. I'm in the business center, and man, it rocks. It's amazing. And so, hey, kudos to you guys. I really appreciate it very much, and your heart and soul is definitely into this, guys. I mean, anyone that gets this technical and does these things like this is amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So everyone that's on the call today, I know they're all up in arms and just like saying, wow, this is absolutely amazing. So, and I know there's some stuff here I'm still figuring out myself, but it's all good. It's all good. And then Joe, you know what, buddy? I don't know about with Juan, man. I don't know what's up with him, but you remind me of my buddy, a good friend, Mickey Rourke, the actor. You know, hey man, you're still pretty. I mean, no worries, it's all good, you know. So, you guys rock. You guys rock, and I appreciate everything you've done, guys. So keep up the good work, and I'm here, Joe. Like I said, back in the ILS days, I don't know where was everybody. Now it's just like, man, the doors are exploding open, man. Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon. So kudos.
I know.
Great.
And that's Mike in California. Thank you, Mike. And you know, speaking of explosions, we do. I think we're over 16,000 members in the Facebook page. And, you know, there's a saying out there. It says if you have 5,000 friends on Facebook, no one's coming to your funeral when you die because you're not in the real world. You're living in a cyber world. But I say I have issue with that now because our Facebook community is nothing but it's just such an amazing place where people are coming together and supporting each other. And one thing I do want to say quickly is, you know, this guy Mike in California, that's Mike on the videos, okay? When you look at the sales funnels and we go to the videos, he's one of the people that you see who sent in a testimonial. Now, Mike, whether he's probably going to really be in for a surprise when very, very soon people begin going through Mike's funnel and then they see Mike. And then Mike follows up and with them on the telephone and the prospect is like, dude, is that you, the video on the funnel? And Mike says, yeah, that's me. Suddenly, Mike is at another level. Perception, okay? The perception of the person who is viewing the video goes to the next level. And they see Mike for what he really is, which is a leader. A guy, Mike said, you know, back in the day, we've been hanging out here every single Monday through Friday going all the way back to February. And when we started, it was only a couple of us. We started with the very first radio show. I was the only guy who showed up. And then Mike and Rose, but my point though is that we've been around for a while, and Mike, he actually listens to what the leaders suggest, and I know that we put out there right now, there's 16,000 people on Facebook. Right here we get, I don't know, over 1,000 listens a day right now. And I know that Douglas has said over and over, please send in a video testimonial, please. And we have some really good video testimonials. But I know that for many of you, you haven't given a video testimonial yet. And it may be a dream, it may be a big chore, but you know what? You grow into it. So just give your testimonial as Mike did. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Mickey Rourke, huh? Remember 9.5 weeks? I want to be that Mickey Rourke. That's the one, not the wrestler. I want to be the one who was in 9.5 weeks. 7751, you're next up. Hello, 7751? I guess
hey, Joe,
not.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
can you hear me, Joe?
Hold on. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, Cash Flow Queen, how are you?
Hey, buddy. Sorry, I'm pulling a Doug over here. I'm multitasking. I'm on the other phone. Just wanted to pop in, give love, kudos to everybody. Love the system. It's awesome. You guys will see me on the leaderboard soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you very much. There she is, Cash Flow Queen, checking in. That's what I call leadership at its finest. Thank you, Cash Flow Queen. Let's go. 9190. You're next up in the queue. 9190.
Joe, this is Earl Teets out of Troy, Montana. I got a mountain nickname for you, Papa Bear, man. I just love you to pieces. And I mean, I've got a story to share with you guys that are new to this industry, that are thinking about, because you put a very powerful video on to buy some time for Adam the other night. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to share a real story, because in 2009, I walked out of my meat business and back into network marketing. I was never going to do it again. But I thought I had a really good mentor. And he says, Earl, if you're just willing to put your nose to the grindstone and just go out there and work hard, you're going to make it happen. And I bought that. And I says, hey, you know, I found this guy named Mike Dillard on the internet. Now, folks, look what year this is, 2015. And I says, he's got this really cool program called Magnetic Sponsoring. And where I live in a rural area and I can't go out and do the same type of network marketing that I did 20 years ago when I made 5 figures, going door to door, house to house. I said, so I want to learn the internet on this. Will you please let me know if this guy's for real or not? And unfortunately, I had plugged into a mentor that was selfish instead of honest. And he says, the internet is just for dreamers, Earl. If you really want to work, you just got to go out there and talk to people. Now, from then on, it took me 2 years to build a team of 40 people, not having a clue what I'm doing. Now, another friend of mine over in New York, he got involved with Magnetic Sponsoring. And today he's got checks coming in every single month from 14 different income streams because he learned how to utilize the internet. Over $100,000 a month. Now, what we have here at Traffic Authority, for those of you that like to follow the ultimate leader, followed more than anybody else in the world, there's a book out there called Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, and we can learn in that book how to prepare for rain before we see it. He sent that servant, this guy named Elijah, sent him out to the field to pray for rain when they'd never seen rain in almost 7 years. And that little servant guy out there, this guy's out of his mind, he's nuts, he's just crazy. Crazy fool, ain't been no clouds in the sky forever. What's he doing sending me out there, expect me to pray all day? But he did. And on the 7th time, when everybody else in the world would have gave up, there was the rain. Now, if you look at history, it always repeats itself. What I've learned is how to listen to my leaders. There was a mention of a book called Slight Edge on a webinar by Adam the other night. And here's Joe mentioning again today. I'm going to call you Papa Bear because I really like learning from you. But Papa Bear mentions this book, Slight Edge, again. If you don't pull that up on YouTube where it's free and listen to that, you don't want a career very bad in this industry. You need to understand it takes discipline and heart to go after what most people don't have the guts to do to make it. So you look at the history of the automobile. Everybody said you were nuts. That's never going to work. Look at the history of the computer. Remember when the Apple computer come out, the old Apple IIc or whatever, the Commodore 64 days? I know I'm an old fart. But I'm telling you, if you look at history, it always repeats itself. When the automobile hit the industry, it created more wealth around the world in 27 years than all the wealth the United States had ever seen since its birth. What you're looking at with Traffic Authority is the automobile in the 1960s when the best cars in the world came into existence. You know, when the Beach Boys were talking about that 409, and you see the 60s cars that they're coming back to now 40 years later with the automobile designs. You see, it took the automobile industry a while before it went from thousands to millions to billions to trillions. But if you look at the age of the Internet, where we're at right now, the Internet is before the automobile hit in the 60s, guys. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with Traffic Authority, you get the education on how to grab the Internet and utilize a tool in your living room that can make you a fortune from your home if you're willing to listen to instructions, follow simple steps, and take action. You don't need to call up your mother-in-law, your lawyers, your most educated people that have got a job and an employee mentality, which means if you aren't told what to do, you don't do anything productive. You want to plug into the entrepreneurs that got the experience, like Papa Bear.
Yes,
like
Earl.
Doug.
Listen, Earl. I want to thank you very much. I got so many people in the. You are like an amazing character. Okay, you are an amazing character, and I love where you're going with this, right? And you know, I like you, dude. I had an opportunity. It was probably 2005. I remember Mike Dillard. I remember some of these programs. I got my ass handed to me on a platter in 2005 because I really didn't understand. You know, I wasn't smart enough to learn from a guy like Mike Dillard, right? I'm like you. I was old school. It's like, hey, just give me a conference call. Just give me a script. Just give me a fax on demand. I'll make a killing, right? But you're right, man. There are legends that have been created, and now is the time, because now the internet because it's a household thing. Everybody has. Everybody. Look at what we have right now. Okay, I'm talking to you from Montana. We're hearing from people all over North America. Every once in a while, we got Greg in the Netherlands checks in. A guy calls in from the middle of the night in New Zealand. How about this, right? I think her name is Dina here in North America. She was sponsored into Traffic Authority by Greg in the Netherlands. This internet is amazing, and really, it is just And here's something else. I was having a conversation with Greg Chambers about this the other day, right? Here was the conversation. We were talking about this cyber world, right? Because I'm like that old school guy, right? And I get frustrated because all these technicians are working on Skype and everybody's working on the internet and it's all Skype. And I'm like, dude, this is driving me crazy. We need to bring these people together. We need to bring them into a room. We need to get together. He's like, simmer down now, Joe. He's like, don't you remember? Yeah, back in the day when Skype was just a virus on your computer, now it is just like so high tech. I mean, the stuff is working so well. It is amazing. Okay, it is amazing right now what's going on. And thank you very much, Earl. How can I be the Papa Bear when you're the Papa Bear?
I just thank you guys. I mean, I've prayed for this opportunity, and when opportunity hits, it's when you least expect it. My renters haven't paid rent. Being a landlord's not fun. Made some poor choices in the past, and I lost everything. So I put everything on the line to run with this, and I have no fear. I'm telling you, this is the best opportunity anybody could ever jump on. And, it takes work, time, and dedication. Everything does. But I just appreciate you guys having our backs. I appreciate being behind the best of the best in the industry. It's just a blessing and an honor to be here. Thank you, guys.
Earl, thank you very much, Earl. And you're on the top of my list, dude. I want to make sure that you get out here more often and share your enthusiasm because you know some things, right? You know things. I can tell that you do. 5378. It looks like you've been in the queue for over an hour. 5378. Good morning. 5378. Did we lose you? Oh, that's sad. Person been waiting in an hour and all of a sudden they're gone. 7841, we'll go to you. 7841, you're next up.
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, this is Celeste from Gainesville.
Celeste, how are you today?
Just wonderful hearing you guys and everything. I just wanted to do a thing like that. My future looks so bright. I'm wearing shades.
Yes, you are, Celeste.
Yes. And the Zeppelin thing, but I would say that I'm really, really full of appreciation. You guys have taken me from point. I remember the was under one of his classes too, but like you say, we couldn't on because something just wasn't there. Something wasn't there, and no one was plugging it in. But here at Traffic Authority, I'm getting.
Celeste, you're really kind of breaking up. I love what you're saying. I love what you have to say, but you're breaking up kind of like you're in an elevator or something with your cell phone. So I'm going to ask you to reconnect with us. I really appreciate you, Celeste, but let's go to 9151. Good morning, 9151.
9151. It's Tom from OKC.
Tom from OKC. How are you, Tom?
Pretty good. Listen, guys, I'm not going to drag you all around the place here, but I just want to say thank you very much. I'm an old fart, too, like Earl. I've been around, been doing this for a long time and never made much money, but I've always been, since like 1999 when I kind of started fooling with it. And I always had in my mind, why is it that we don't have something like this? Because a common guy just simply can't put this together. It's impossible. And I just want to say it's amazing. Thank you. I've been on the Facebook with you guys. I'm on Facebook. And, I just want to say thank you. And I have a couple of questions, if I may.
Sure, go ahead, Tom.
About the funnels. I purchased a package in the pre-launch. and I'm over in the back office now, and I'm at purchase traffic and active orders, and of course it migrated over to the back office. The order got made, the package order. And how do I get that to the funnel, or is the funnels not set up yet?
Well, the funnels are still, as we heard here this morning, we heard last night, that there is still fine-tuning being done. Okay, there is still some fine-tuning being done. And, for example, like traffic is still pending. You know, all of the traffic orders, they're like sitting. It's like, you know, imagine they built the Hoover Dam, right, and they were just holding the water back, and then they turned the water on, and then goosh. And so that's where we are right now, because there are still some minor adjustments. Like we heard Dave from Tinley Park talking about the fact that propagation of links and the stuff that I don't get either. Okay, Tom, I don't get it either. You know, and now we do have something for the common guy like me. And so there are still some adjustments being made back there. So just, you know, stay on Facebook and make sure you're showing up on the radio show. This is where we get the information out to you, okay?
You know, all the stuff back in the back office, there's not anything in there that I don't understand. And I think I've approached everything and gotten as far as I possibly can go that it will let me go. And because some things aren't set up yet. And listen,
that's correct.
I won't keep you. I know there's people behind me. Thank you very much. It's phenomenal, and love you guys.
Thank you very much, Tom from OKC. Thank you very much. And I do want to say, like, I will comment on what Tom said. You know, it's like up until even a couple of years ago, I was kind of like, I don't want to say that I was anti the internet, but I was involved, you know, in programs, and I've been a direct seller network marketer for 25 years, and you know, I was like, you know, the internet, it's too big. The target is moving too fast. You know, how in the world can any of us compete? Because it's always moving. It's like you know what I used to compare the internet marketing. I compared it to the dog tracks. You know, down in Florida, you know, they have those where the greyhounds are chasing a rabbit. And you ever notice that no matter how fast the greyhounds run, they never get the rabbit ever? And that's what internet marketing was for me. It was like the elusive rabbit. I felt like a greyhound chasing a rabbit, and no matter what I learned, no matter where I went, I could never catch the rabbit. But now suddenly we have this new day. We have Adam. We have these genius individuals who understand, and they see the value in creating opportunity for people like myself. You know, really, they're revealing how do we really do it. And for $144 a month, for real, to those individuals, and I say this with all sincerity, you know, we heard from Earl in Montana saying, you know, I'm holding property here. I got people who are late on their rent. Those people should be in traffic authority, because if a 144 is a stretch, and I get that it is for many, then this is your solution. Good morning, 9560. You're next up.
Hey, guys. This is Mike from North Carolina. How are you?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. You guys are rocking it. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys can hopefully get some sleep this weekend. I know it's going to be a family weekend, but I hope you guys get some sleep. Anyway, want to get into it. Hey, I put on Facebook last night. I have my funnels live. I put some stuff on links on Facebook, and I do have someone who did sign up with our new funnel link. But when they were putting their credit card information in for the $47, they went to step 2, and it just froze on them. And they kept asking me if they're in, if they're a member. So I went back in my back office. It shows that she is a member, but then when I click on the link, it shows 000, like nothing was paid.
Greg Chambers, are you there?
Yes, sir. I am here.
Did you hear that? This is Mike in North Carolina. And congratulations, Mike. He used our brand new funnels last night on Facebook. Had somebody join, and then all of a sudden there was an issue. Could you make a comment on this and maybe?
I mean, I actually did hear that. I was listening, and basically, you know, just to let everyone know, you know, basically we are, and I should say I am actually sending traffic as well. And basically, I have not noticed that. And all I was going to recommend that you take a look, you know, basically in your reseller area of your new traffic authority back office, and you know, click on the business center, and then click on the downline section. that's where the $47 sales appear. So if I'm understanding correctly, he's saying that there's some. In fact, why don't you repeat that? I mean, where is the disconnect from what you're saying?
I respect that, Greg. Yeah, no, inside. You're right. I did do that. Inside the back office, the new back office, not the pre-launch.
Right. Yes.
I did click on my downline, and it is showing her in my downline. That's the good news. The other thing is there's a view button inside there. When I click the view button, it shows all zeros, like she didn't pay anything. But again, I wasn't.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So the information is not being reflected on that part. I'm sure that's just part of the dashboard coming up. And but again, we appreciate this kind of feedback because again, this is it's critically important. Obviously all that information is being stored in the background, but you guys need to see it. So I will put this on my list because I'm going to go over and test my people as well. To see if I'm seeing something similar. And again, those are the kind of things that really are very helpful because it's an easy fix, and we'll get right on that. So it's just a matter of knowing it, kind of like the Get Response piece that'll be up and working here in a few hours as well. So thank you for that feedback.
Exactly. One last thing I just want to point out real quick, and I put a post on Facebook too. Personally, I know you probably are seeing some people that are posting business opportunities on our Facebook page. I'd love for you guys to just shut that down because we don't want to. Don't want to turn this into a back office
flea market
business opportunity.
Right,
exactly.
And you know what? If you look at, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the very top of the Facebook group, it tells you there are some rules. And thank you for pointing that out, Mike. I'm one of the moderators there, and I will go in there today and do a cleanup. Anyone who is posting business opportunities inside of the Traffic Authority Mastermind group, not only will your business opportunity be deleted, but you will be removed from the group. You're going to be banned from having access to the group. Okay, this isn't a flea market. This is not a flea market.
I did not want to say that. I did not have the jurisdiction to say that on Facebook, so I was as nice as possible with the individual. Mm-hmm. But I want to nip that in the butt as soon as possible.
Absolutely. As soon as there may be a moderator right now. I don't know if Kevin is on there, Kevin Sousa, if anybody's on there right now. If not, I will make sure that I get in there as soon as we're done with our radio broadcast this morning and clean that up. And thank you for your patience, Mike, and thank you for bringing that to the table, okay? And feel free.
Have a great weekend.
You know what? This is all of us together. We're in a community together, so, feel free. It's okay for you to say, hey, man, back off. This is my, get out of my sandbox. Do not be playing around here with other Mickey Mouse business opportunities or, not all business opportunities are Mickey Mouse, but I'm very defensive, right, of what I'm like the gargoyle, right? I'm not sometimes I'm the mean bear. 2654, you're next up.
Good morning, Joe. How are you? It's Shalane.
Shalane, how are you today?
I am fantastic. Thank you for asking. A couple questions for you, or for anyone who can answer this. I'm calling, number one, on behalf of a pre-launch friend of mine who has taken some interest in becoming a full member, and she's unable to log in. It does not recognize her username anymore, provided I can still see her in my downline in the old back office. So what can I suggest to her, or what can you do for that?
Okay, well, so the system is not recognizing her username, period?
Yes, but she is in my downline.
All right, I do believe I'm pretty sure there is a retrieve password button for her.
There is a retrieve password, however, it doesn't recognize a username to retrieve a password to.
Okay, what is her username?
Katie R, capital K, A-T-I-E, and then capital R.
Capital K, capital R, KDR?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. What I will do is I'll fast track this in there for you. Okay.
Thank you. Do you need her email as well?
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay. So it's Katie.
You know what? Why don't you just PM me on Facebook so we don't give Katie's email address to 1,000 people?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So can you just also clarify about are the capture pages in the new back office, are they fully functioning? It sounded like the fellow previously used it, but then there were some credit card issues in the back end. I did a little test for myself, and it was directed to that funnel. However, I have a prospect who's interested. He put in 2 email addresses through that funnel or that capture page system, and it did not work. So,
okay, well,
is it working or is it not working?
Yeah, come on. And I tried it myself last night, and it's working perfectly good for me. But come on out here, Greg.
I can just tell you guys, I actually, generated over 500 leads in the last 24 hours. Yeah, the only way that would actually not be working is if that person had the wrong link or simply did not do it. But yeah, I mean, I can confirm it is 100% working in the cold market. However, as Mike just said, there may be an issue in how it's reporting when they do purchase the 47. It's going to accept the payment. It's going to put them in your downline. But it sounded like we may not be reporting that back into the dashboard quite correctly yet. And we know the dashboard's not working, but there's a place in the downline where you can click the view, and that part may not be operational 100%, but I'm going to be back working on that today, so it will be. But people absolutely can, send traffic, and, that is working. But I have been recommending, Joe, just to let people know, my personal feeling on this, again, is just because it's so new, to me, that the concentration maybe for, today and even over the weekend is just really work on getting the system setup pieces completely done, the business planning pieces done, and the reseller marketing. And I know for some of you advanced guys that it seems, a little elementary. And some people really believe that they're beyond business planning, they're beyond, the goal setting and and the action planning. But I hope people listen to the webinar where Adam actually really talked about how, really for years he was out, successfully knew what he was doing, but actually doing, some of that goal setting and action planning stuff really got very clear in his mind, exactly how many sales he needed to make to achieve, X amount of income. And he became very laser being focused on that. In fact, one of the reasons you guys see the daily action plans, it's not by accident, I mean, and I just want to share one thing, Joe, because I'm kind of getting off the point a little bit, but I just want to, share one thing that's so exciting about working with Adam and his team. I mean, the streamline marketing side of this, the Doug and the Chad and the Greg, we have been masters of technology and systems and masters of lead generation for a very long time. The difference here with this team, these guys are the masters of process. And by that process, I mean these steps that people go through, in order to actually duplicate. And people go, man, that's so simple. Why doesn't everyone do it? I'm telling you guys, the reason that the definition of genius is to make the complicated simple is because this is genius, and no one else has these steps. So I'm kind of just coming back around to the fact is, if you're not doing the system setup, if you're not completely done, and understand, this stuff takes 5-6 hours. The system setup, the business planning, and the reseller training. If you're not done with that, I really strongly recommend don't send traffic yet. Please finish that. And then, of course, that gives us another day or two to get up another sales video and to get some of these bugs worked out. But also, it's being valuable to everyone on this call and everyone in Site Traffic Authority to do those things, because you really will benefit from all this, and you'll be much more clear when, all of this 100%. So, Joe, that's my 2 cents on that.
All right, hold on, Greg, before you go back on mute or hang yourself up by mistake. Hold on, Greg. I want to pull you back out here, okay? So as far as Shalane is concerned, her prospect and the fact that her funnels may seem to have a little bit of a hiccup here or there, so that's probably related to maybe a couple of adjustments on our side, or is there something happening on her side that is? But you also said that, and you said it quickly, and you said that you have generated in the neighborhood of 500 leads in the cold market using these sales funnels that everyone has access to. Is that what I heard you say?
That is exactly what you heard me say. In the last 24 hours. So that's how I know it's working.
All right, Shalane, I don't know how to answer your question on why there might be a challenge on your end, because Greg just came up, and Greg, that's exciting news. Greg's responsibility here. He's a traffic manager guy. He's like the senior traffic authority, actually, and so he's out there testing stuff on our behalf, right? Greg is spending his traffic, his money on traffic. He's making sure that before we say, okay, we're good to go, this stuff has been vetted and tested out, and that's really good news. 500 leads for Greg. So, Shalane,
it could just be that fellow.
Yes,
I just have one last quick question. So we've talked about the funnels and capture pages for cold market. What is your suggestion for friends and warm market who are coming to, like, I've got people coming to me saying, what are you doing? I've generated almost 2,000 in 3 days. So people are recognizing this. And so I'm not messaging people personally saying, hey, you got to come try this. I did that enough with MLMs, and some people are coming to me, but they are my friends. What can I give them as a warm market tool?
All right, Greg, I just heard you jump, and $2,000 in 3 days. It's about time, Shalene. It's about time we get a video testimonial from you. It's about time.
Okay. All right.
Greg. And Greg, I know that you have. And Greg, come back in here, man. 500 leads. Okay, that's awesome, right? So you're actually out there, investing your resources, making sure that these funnels are converting the way that they should. So that's cool. And so then Shalene's got people now calling her. Hey, what are you doing? Greg, what funnel do you think Shalene should use? What would be her greatest?
Personally, I believe the pre-launch funnel is the best warm market funnel because, again, Shalene, what it's going to do is it's really going to walk people through exactly what we're doing. It's not hypey at all. That's probably how you got introduced to this. But I mean, especially if you send people to go through the introduction 3 videos where the Traffic Authority business plan and products are just clearly laid out. Then it lays out exactly how the compensation plan works in a very simple conversational way, and then it actually even shows them the marketing pieces. And the fact they get all that value for free, people we know really appreciate that. And when you share, your personal testimonial, that says, hey, I've personally done this, it's personally working for me, that's going to really connect with people. So I really, and that's why we're going to have the pre-launch funnel. I'm just so everyone knows out here in radio leverage land that there is a strong proponent, and his name is Greg Chambers, who does not want the pre-launch funnels to go away, because they are so powerful. We may actually change the name to call it the warm market funnel. Who knows? But it's such a great question, Charlene, and that's where I would send them because it just, you will have to make almost no effort other than saying, hey, here's what I'm doing, and just see if it resonates with you or not because you won't have to say another word. They will get all of the information. Then they can actually go watch the webinar that, has closed just thousands and thousands of people that's actually on the Join Now button. Inside that same back office. So, it's really a fantastic tool, and that's my recommendation.
And so, and Shalene's name is Shalene.
It's right. Shalene, yes. There's no R's. There's no extra E's in the middle. It's Shalene.
And I think you took me to school on that a couple of weeks ago, Shalene.
I totally did. I did.
Did I say Charlene? Oh, my goodness. Shalene. It's such a pretty name. I apologize. Thank you.
All right, Shalene, I have a question for you. I believe you have... I believe you have children. Is that correct?
I do have children. Yes.
Okay.
We talked about them.
Yes, we have, and so my memory does serve me correctly. So I want to be the first here from North America to say to you, Happy Labor Day, because I know that it was.
Oh well, thank you. Thank you. However, I did have 2 C-sections. The first one I did labor for 24 hours, though. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, thank you very much for showing up. And is Labor Day actually is it celebrated in Canada as a?
Yep. It's a stat. People have. I was going to say we have Mondays off, but I don't work at a job anymore.
How
so
cool
yes.
Is that? Awesome,
super
Shalene.
Cool. Monday
Shalene,
people aren't working Monday.
Thank you very much. You're awesome. And Shalene, send in a video testimonial, okay? $2,000 in 3 days for Shalene. Busy raising kids, right? 3 kids. Still has time to make $2,000 in 3 days. And now Shalene's her warm market is calling her saying, "Whoa, what's up with you?" Good morning, 7300. You're next up.
Yes, good morning, Joe. This is Kenna from Washington.
Kenna in Washington. How are you today?
I'm great. I have a couple questions on the trying to download in the lists into the autoresponder.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying it yesterday, and it was just, a half an hour went by, and even my AP didn't download. But anyway, that is downloading, and now my email list is just sitting there, thinking. It's not going anywhere.
Okay, well, so you've already gone through the steps. You've already got yourself set up with a GetResponse account, and then you went through all the steps. And so then you actually went to your authorized account. You went into your API section and you pulled up your API code and you pressed the button that said, enter my code. Correct?
Yeah. Yes.
And now the wheel is just spinning and spinning and spinning, and you're waiting. Is that correct?
Yeah, it took my AIP, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It took that, and then it took me to the next video to upload the email list.
Right.
And now it's just sitting there.
Here's what I would do if I was you. To me, this sounds like maybe a bandwidth problem in your house or in your local area with the internet. Here's where yesterday I had a little bit of a challenge on my own, and what I did is I went, and this is what I'm going to recommend that you do, is go into your GetResponse account, and there should be a live chat box, okay? Because yesterday I had a similar issue, and there's a live chat, and I clicked on the live chat, and it was like there was a dude from GetResponse, and he was in real time. It wasn't a robot. And I told him what my situation was, and he said, hold on, let me check something. And he came back, and he said, yeah, you're good to go. He gave me a couple things to do for my own situation. So it sounds to me as though I wish I could give you more assistance, but it's kind of like, it sounds like it's something going on between your internet service provider, the volume of bandwidth coming into your house, if there is such a thing as volume of bandwidth, but it sounds like it's a connectivity problem between your machine and GetResponse. So that would be my directive to you, would be to pull up the chat on GetResponse, and they'll let you know if the thing is loading, or maybe you got to reboot your system. I'm not sure. Greg, I know that you're a guy who is you know what you're talking about. Does that recommendation sound like it's making sense to you?
Again, my name is Greg Email Chambers. So yes. Just feel free to call me Email for short. But
sure.
As far as it goes, it was really solid advice. Because again, everyone may have specific issues. And Joe, I've had a GetResponse account for a very long time, and their chat support is excellent. Understand they're in the UK, so they're on a different hour thing than we are. But I'm just telling you, their support is first rate. And I prefer the live chat as opposed to calling them. And it really, that's really great advice. I agree with you 100%.
So there it is. We've heard it from Mr. Email, Greg Chambers. Anything else I can help you with?
And then how do I know, when I look, I thought at one point it actually did go all the way through last night. But what is actually supposed to show up when I go to my current campaign? All it shows now, it says create campaign list, automation, predefined fields.
Okay,
that
isn't
right.
I'm looking in my.
I can definitely help with that because I've had a GetResponse account for so long. If needed, or if you have the information
please come on.
Yeah, again, just basically on the dashboard of your GetResponse account. Basically, they will actually show your different lists, and it's really cool because it shows how many leads you have coming in per day and kind of a bunch of different stuff. But if you actually have something happening, it's going to report right on that dashboard, and it's a very cool feature.
Okay, because I even tried using my new funnel, one of the pages, and I put in a different email address. And it didn't go to my GetResponse. So
what I would do, again, like Joe gave you really some good advice, is actually to talk to the chat support. Just see if it's actually connected properly. My guess is it's not connected properly quite yet. And like Joe said, for people who haven't done this before, it may take a little bit of time, but definitely worthwhile. And we're going to have more trainings on this. As well. I know Adam created a little short video yesterday, and then we all kind of agreed that could be expanded on. So don't feel bad at all. This may take a few minutes, but once you actually do have it connected, it's always connected. So we'll be able to add new autoresponders for you. All the data will automatically go over there. It really is very cool in the way if you've been listening to some of the training calls or been watching internet marketing over the last few years. List segmentation is the buzzword. This technology between your traffic authority back office and GetResponse, this is why we're using them, is that they allow us the ability to move, email addresses, records in your account from one list to another. That is segmentation. It's a definition, and it's very cool stuff because it allows us to email specific messages to specific people that message is going to have more resonation, it's going to, it's going to make more sense to those people because they're in a certain spot in your funnel. So, again, it's definitely worth the few minutes it takes to get set up, because once it's set up, you're golden for all time. So, Joe, that's a long explanation, but that's how it works.
All right, Ken, I'm looking right now. Ken, I'm looking in my own account right now, and over on the left-hand side of the screen, there's a little blue box that says Live Chat 24/7.
Yes, I see it.
If you click on that, there's a guy right there right now waiting to talk to you. Yesterday it was instant. Okay. There was a guy right there. Hope that helps.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Kind of checking in from Washington. We'll keep it moving. 7552, you're next up in the queue. 7552. It's your turn.
Hi, this is LT from New York. How you doing?
LT from New York. I'm great. How are you today, LT?
Pretty good. Just want to say thank you, and obviously we're all grateful and appreciative, of all the efforts and commitment that you guys are putting forth on this project. So just want to say thank you. Question in regards to the autoresponder, and it may have been answered before, but if I missed it, I apologize in advance. If you have GetResponse already and you used it because of other business ventures, are you able to use that same API key, just use the same login, and it just creates a different set of lists for Traffic Authority?
That's a good question. I've heard this question asked before. Greg, do you know the answer to that question? If somebody currently has a GetResponse system, how do they integrate their?
The answer is yes. The account that you have with GetResponse will work. Again, you just will follow directions and just have the API keys transferred again. Because I have actually not done that part, it'd probably be a very good idea for us to get a video up on that. So, because I actually have a pre-existing account, we could actually use me as the guinea pig. So we can actually explain it. But the answer is yes. So it will be possible to connect your existing account.
Well, you know what? Let me think. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, LT, if you go into your dashboard, okay, and you go into your marketing links, the video that is there that Adam created, it asks you the question: already have a GetResponse account? Click here if you do. It's because this is something that comes up. So the answer to the question actually has been answered for us right there in our own back office.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
All right, I appreciate it.
LT in New York, thank you very much for checking in here. New York. So nice they named it twice. I know I say that almost every day, and it's true. That is true about New York. It's amazing, man. I used to go to New York often. I remember that when I would be flying into LaGuardia or Kennedy, I'd be coming in and I'd be going, oh, no, please, I don't have to go here, do I? Oh, I got to go to New York because it's just so chaotic. The energy is so big, right? And then you get into New York and it's like, oh, I love it here. And you're going to the airport and it's like, oh, man, why do I got to leave? I love New York. And then the minute the plane takes off, you're going, oh, thank goodness I'm out of that. Because New York is just so hyper. I love it there, though. 5947, you're next up.
Yes, hi, Joe.
Hi.
This is Kenneth from over at Mississippi. How you doing?
Kenneth in Mississippi. How are you today?
Good. Hey, I just like to. I was looking at the webinar last night. I got back in late from church, and I got a chance to go back and do the replay on it. And I really appreciate the part on there in the resellers training where they got you. What's the start here, and you go through all the different little videos and things. Especially down in the bonus training part, it's a lot of helpful information in there I got out of there as far as how to get out on the social media and publicize everything. I just had a question. I heard of someone earlier speaking about it, but didn't quite get the answer that I needed for myself. In the new back office, on my downline, when I hit on it, it's only just saying that it's searching. Is that just because the dashboard part is not completely operational, or you're supposed to bring them over there to it? I can go to my pre-launch back office and I can see them, but when I come to the new one, it doesn't show up in that part. It just says it's still searching.
That's a good question, Kenneth, and I personally don't have the answer to the question, but Greg Chambers, our friend down in Florida, Jason, who you and I know, a mutual friend, I know he's hitting pre-launch. He put about 14, 15 people into his downline, and he had the same question for me that Kenneth has for us this morning. Do you have an update on that, Greg, on some people who do have a downline and they're trying to pull the downline and it says searching? Do you know what that might be, what that hang-up might be there, Greg Chambers?
To be honest, Joe, I'm not exactly clear. I'm sorry. Is it searching? I'm sorry, Joe. I kind of missed part of that question.
Okay, I'll restate the question if I may. Kenneth here in Mississippi, he has a downline, right? He has a downline, and he can see it in his pre-launch back office. He can see the downline in his pre-launch back office. And then he goes over to his new back office, and he goes to downline, and he clicks on downline, and he gets a circle spinning around saying searching, 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 searching. So it's like, I guess...
Okay, forgive me. I didn't hear the question. I mean, in case anyone wonders if the GG can multitask, the answer is no. And I was looking at my Skype for 10 seconds, and so my little pea brain, that's all I could manage to hear. Yeah, this is a really simple answer. The answer is because that function is not working in the new Traffic Authority back office yet. When the dashboard comes to life, which will be very, very soon, we're actually hoping, that's going to happen, before close of business today. But bottom line is it will certainly be done by the end of the holiday weekend. When that function happens, Joe, all of the downline and all of the different income things will become available. Now, I will say this. In the freelance back office, you can see, who is active. It shows the inactives and actives, so you can see that much. And, of course, when you click on the leaders board, it does show you what your income is above the rest of the leaders. I realize that's wholly inadequate. I mean, we certainly want to see a great deal more detail. Anyone who, if you talk to Joe or Doug, I am all about numbers and analytics. I want to see everything down to the click, I want to see the names. I want to see who's done what. So I totally get it. But right now, that function is simply not working yet.
Any other questions for you there, Kenneth?
Yes, it may have been answered, but I think just looking at it may be what I just want to make sure it's not going to keep me from getting any commissions or anything. It's it's showing like in the subscription where it keep telling me that I'm not qualified for the optimizer, but I actually purchased that part. But over in my history, it shows my receipt that I got it, but it doesn't show up on the other part. Even when I go in the screen, it says I'm not qualified.
I need a username for that, Joe. We can get that fixed really quick, and I can just email him back and let him know the status.
Kenneth, what is your username?
It's capital P as in person, PASTORMC 46. So
Pastor MC 46.
Pastor 46.
Pastor Mac 46.
Pastor MC 46. Pastor MC 46.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Kenneth.
And one thing, guys, Joe, y'all keep up.
We will.
Keep up the good work, man. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you. And one thing I do want to point out here, that was a very, very good question Kenneth had, and Greg mentioned this earlier today, is that all the data is here. Okay, people have a little issue like Kenneth saying, well, it's not showing that I'm qualified on a certain level and I don't want to miss out on any commissions. Understand so much has happened just in the last 10 days here, and all of the data still resides on all of the servers, and there are checks and cross-checks that are put in there, and we've got a very, very, an unbelievable team of people who truly knows what they're doing, and just give us a bit more time. Just give me just a little more time, and our love will surely grow. 4458, you're next up.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. Who's this?
This is June from Wyoming.
Hey, Greg, your girl is here. Hey,
yes, Greg, my hero Chambers.
Enjoy. In June, your boy is here. This is your boy, Greg Chambers.
Yes, he is. I got a new middle name for him. It's Greg, my hero Chambers.
There you go.
Oh, you're too sweet. Thank you.
Yes. Well, I'm so excited. It appears to be working quite well. I've gone through so much in the back office. I do have one quick question, though. Like I did my GetResponse and got it all hooked up, went back, got my API, and then went back to Traffic Authority where it says to put in your GetResponse key. Mm-hmm. So I put in the GetResponse key. Then there's this spot that you push save, and it doesn't appear to be saving it. And maybe I'm wrong. I just don't know. Is it going to show me that it did save it?
When I set mine up this morning, and it really was so simple. It was much easier than I thought it was going to be. And so when I saved it, I didn't really have to do anything. It said click here, add API key to your clipboard. I did that, and then it gave me a thing. It said click here to add your API key, and I clicked it, and it said success, API key successfully. So again, what I'm thinking, June, because I have firsthand experience, like this morning before today's radio show, I went in there and I completed the project because honestly, I'm juggling so many balls here. I wish I would have had it done yesterday. But, like everyone else here, life is happening. And so I went and got it done this morning. And it was unbelievably fast and it was unbelievably seamless. So I would suggest to you that if there's a hang-up there, that's between your computer and the GetResponse team. That's where the merge happens. So, again, if you look at your screen, right now on the left-hand side, there should be a little blue box. It's really small. It says live chat 24/7. If you click on that window will pop up, and there will be a guy. I didn't know, Greg, that they're in the UK, by the way, which is really cool. There'll be a guy on the other side of the ocean who's right there who has access to your account, and he'll be able to help you. Because, I think if it's spinning and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting, then it's a connectivity issue on your end.
But it's not spinning, and I'm not waiting. It just acts like it doesn't take it, period. I went and got the API key, so I know that part of it is done. But when I go back into Traffic Authority, where it says GetResponse key, and I put that in there, then and push save, I get nothing.
I'm speechless. Because again, I don't know. I don't know how to answer the question because I just set this up this morning, and so again, I don't know. Greg, would you suggest maybe June just reboot her computer? I don't know if maybe it's a cache issue because I don't. To me, it was seamless. I wish I could see your computer so I can see what you see.
Yeah, to be honest, especially when we hear people are doing things from their phones and their tablets and their Macs. Clearly, there's different things that happen. But anytime something like that happens, restarting your system's a good first step. The second thing, would be, June, simply, would be to submit a support ticket. You may have a particular thing that's, has to do with, individually your setup. There just may be, something hung up that could be a very easy fix. The only bad news with that, of course, is that support is a little backed up right now, so that's going to be about a 48-hour thing. I will tell you this because, again, we're doing so much testing on the autoresponders. What we'll be doing is we'll be emailing on, the things that we're finding out. The things that Dave brought up today were really, really mission critical. There are some link things not working. We're going to get that fixed immediately. The dev team's working on that right now. And again, we certainly want to make sure that the connections are happening between the Traffic Authority, your back office, and GetResponse. So again, that would be the recommendation. Maybe. One of the things I will do too, because I import and upload a lot of lists. If I do have an issue, many times I will give it several hours and then try it again later. Because understand, you have two different, computer networks, and two different systems talking. Once in a while, it's just an issue on them coming together. So sometimes a little time will make that up. But again, if you do restart your system and you give a little bit of time and it doesn't work, I would submit a support ticket. And then if you're listening, June, to what we're doing, we're going to clearly be giving reports on that today and over the weekend because we're wanting to make sure that piece works really critically. The autoresponder is just mission critical for us, so we'll be reporting on it.
Okay, I just want to say one other thing, Joe. You're quickly becoming a habit of mine, and it's not a complete morning until I get to tell you good morning.
Well, thank you very much, June. And when you're not here, I'm missing you sometimes. It's like, where's June today? Thank you very much, June. I really do appreciate it.
You guys have a great day.
All right, listen, June.
Joe and June, radio leverage may be the only healthy habit that we can have. It's a really healthy habit.
Amen.
And I'll say this, and thank you very much, June. June, you can consider me your dog, okay? Because I will be loyal to you. I'm a dog. I'm your dog, June. That's in that hip hop world, right? It's like, hey, dog. That means that, hey, you're the most loyal thing I can possibly have. The other day I said to my girlfriend, I says, you don't need a dog. You have me. I'm loyal. I'm always waiting for you on the porch. I'm here. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, my tail is going to wag. 1508, you're next up.
This is David. Have a question.
David, where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, David.
North Carolina, Durham.
Durham. Okay, David, what's your question?
I saw some YouTubes about Traffic Authority on the YouTube.com, and there is a way to download those onto your hard drive and reuse them and put your link underneath those. And I was wondering which ones I would be able to use or reuse, like the ones belonging to some of the leaders or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good question. In the world of social media, I think, Greg, or maybe Doug, you can even speak to this thing about, like I know that, proprietary content and brand names, and there are certain things that we're very, very aware of. And so, as far as, and Doug Wellens, are you still with us here this morning? Maybe you can comment on, the proprietary nature. I know we have compliance, and there's something I know that is very, very important. And thank you for opening this discussion, David, in North Carolina. Last night, if you remember, Adam Whiting mentioned compliance. And he said very, very soon they're thinking that compliance tab is going to be required, that you're not going to be able to move anywhere in our network until you understand what the rules and the regulations are regarding compliance, the things that you can say, the company, the disclaimer issues. But as far as YouTube is concerned, that's a whole other area. That's a field that I'm totally, I don't know the answer to the question. Doug or Greg, do you know about?
What I'm saying is that like the leaders, for example, why wouldn't they want you to reuse those and build your business? You know what I mean?
They would, but my question to you is: maybe you're building those leaders' businesses. Did you ever consider maybe making a YouTube
No, because there's a way to put your own link underneath those videos.
Yeah, that's correct. But if it's me, if you've got a video of me, and I says, hey, my name is Joe, and I'm a top gun here. I'm actually the host of the radio show. I want to tell you about the amazing program, and my name is Joe. And even though the link is to you, I'm telling people my name. So I would think that, again, I don't know the answer to your question.
But you don't care, right, Joe?
No, I don't care. I'm happy.
Okay, you don't care if I use your video, right? And Greg doesn't care.
I don't know. I can't speak for Greg.
What Greg? What was the other guy's name? Greg and
Doug, the co-founders.
Doug doesn't care, right?
I don't know. Doug will tell you.
Let me just jump out and say that one of the reasons why a lot of the marketers that you see at the top of the leaderboards, they're having tremendous success, is because they understand branding, right? And so people that are maybe new to this industry, they're just getting going, they haven't developed a brand yet. So the question that Joe just asked you is why would you really want to be branding somebody else? Because there's a lot of people that like to just follow leaders, like to go sponsor shopping. And, I mean, it's going to happen, right? Whereas I'm just telling you that if you've got, some smarts about you and wits about you, start to think about ways to create your own brands. And in terms of the legalness of everything you're going to be doing, and this is not just you, but everybody on the call here and everybody in the company, I'm going to tell you right now, this is so critically important for everybody to ride the line of doing everything by the book here, by the compliance rules, by the terms and conditions, by the disclaimers that we have here. If we tell you to do something, I hate to say this, guys, but we're telling you for a reason to do it, okay? Because we got an attorney over here, and we got an FTC over there, and we got other people, the government and all that stuff. They're huge watchdogs watching this entire industry, not just Traffic Authority, but if you know what's gone on just in the last couple of 3, 4 to 5 weeks or so, with really big, humongous billion-dollar company out there, okay, getting a huge smackdown, okay. Everybody is really watching what's going on out there. So I'm just saying, we've got compliance for a reason. We've got the best, I'm talking the best MLM attorney, Kevin Thompson, in the industry, working directly with us right here. on retainer. So, guys, we're doing the right things for each and every one of you, and we expect that you guys will also do the right things for your own personal business and for the entire tribe at large here, okay? Because I can assure you, one bad apple can spoil it for the entire bunch.
Well, thank you very much for that, Doug.
You want us to build our businesses based on facts and stuff that you put out there on YouTube and
David, Joe, I want to comment on this because this is, this certainly does not seem. There's no need for confrontation on this. It's very clear. Number one, use the marketing that's been put together for you. It's going to work about 1 billion times better than trying to recreate anything. That's the honest truth. There is no one better than Adam and their team at doing this. Unless you are, Frank Kern, I wouldn't be recreating a single marketing path thing. And then as far as the rest of this goes, if you're doing, for your own personal advertising or you're stating your own personal income, then what we're saying is you darn well better follow the compliance. Because, again, if those people are familiar with what's happened in the last couple of weeks, a huge company called Bema just went down. And one of the reasons they went down was because even though they had killer income disclosures written by the company, it was full well known that the leaders weren't using it. It wasn't being supported. And here at Traffic Authority, even though we're just a baby, we're just brand new, you can bet these compliance things that are coming from Kevin Thompson, they will be enforced to the maximum. We're not going to allow any yahoos to, basically blow the entire company out of the water because, they want to say this, that, or the other, or they want to pull a particular YouTube video and use it without its disclosures. It will not be allowed. And so don't mean to come down hard, but, yeah, this is not stuff open for discussion or negotiation. It's going to be done the way it's stated in the compliance section. And, again, people using the marketing paths the way they're put together will be getting the very, very best results. Joe, that's my take on that.
All right, and thank you very much, David, in North Carolina. I think the point has been made there, but hey, man, if you want to use my video, you can promote me all you want because people will find me. It's happened before. But be very, very careful because, as Greg said, there are issues that, and again, this is why we have such, I feel so secure because we have management in place that see things from 35,000 feet. Greg actually just spilled the name of the attorney that represents our company, although we don't need an attorney representing our company because we are totally compliant. However, we retain an attorney to make sure that we are totally compliant, and that attorney always, they say, hey, okay, these are the view from 35,000 feet, boys. This is the stuff that's going on in the industry, and this is where the landmines could be because we are on the radar screen. When you put 60,000 people, 16,000 people into Facebook, 60,000 people into a pre-launch, believe me, we are making some noise. I received a call yesterday from a guy that I've known for years who is a thoroughbred on the internet who said, man, you guys are really doing some damage. You are making some noise out there. So, we just want to make sure that we're good to go. We want to make sure that we're going to be here for years. So make sure that you guys are aware of that compliance stuff. 9668, you're next up.
Holy crap,
Hello.
Joe, I must have dropped my phone. It's Dave Nesbitowski from Tinley Park. I must have dropped my phone and picked it up and hit the button again.
You come over here to bait and taunt Greg some more about Lou Malnati's Pizzeria?
No, that wasn't it. But I think I might have got excited over the guy who just spoke about reinventing the wheel. Did we not just talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, got to listen to this stuff. Do not reinvent the wheel. The system works. Get out there and follow the same system. YouTube and put your own testimonial on there. That's it. You want to do that? Put your own testimonial on there. Do something that is yours. Joe, don't take this wrong because you are a handsome man, unlike Juan said yesterday. So, but I don't want you selling me.
Right. Actually,
guys, just let the system do the work. Don't stop going outside. If you were listening when I first spoke earlier in the call, I've all 1,001 ways I've done it wrong. That is that's in the top 10 of the 1,001 wrong ways to do it. Don't do all that. Don't go changing stuff like that, man. I know you're excited to do that, and I know what you were talking about where you're getting ready to say that, well, you want us to promote your stuff like this. Blah, blah, blah. You're not promoting our stuff. You're promoting your stuff. You're selling your own products through our brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to realize. This is your business. You screw it up, that's your fault. Mm-hmm. You're a big football player, and you go out and do drugs. You know you're going to get busted. It's your fault. It's not the NFL's fault. You go out here and you cause yourself to get kicked out of traffic authority, and then you complain that it's a scam or they wouldn't let me build my business. That's your fault. Understand that. Listen, the compliance is very simple. Every good company has great compliance issues. Do not go out there making new designs for all this kind of stuff. The company will make it. If you make something and you think it's creative, send it to Greg. Send it to Doug. They'll look at it, run it by legal, and say, okay, you can use it. Or don't even think about touching this. Stop reinventing the wheel. Get out there, buy your traffic, promote your links. That's all this is. Make a phone call. Need a phone script? We got phone scripts. Well, I got one. We don't have one up in the back yet. But if you need a phone script, let somebody know. I'll share mine with you. Call people. That's it.
There
that's all I want to really. It's just that it's weird that I hit the button again, but it sparked
it's divine intervention.
Fire.
You're supposed to be out here. That's okay. Like I said, like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And Dave, you just actually inadvertently butt dialed, and it worked out perfectly. 4980. You've been waiting forever in the queue. Good morning. 4980.
Hi, Joe. It's Sandy from Colorado.
Hey, Sandy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm calling about June's issue with the API. I think I might know what's going on with her because that's something I did yesterday.
Excellent. Let's hear it. What do you think? June, are you listening? Listen. Go ahead.
Yeah. If she's trying to put it in under the profile system settings, you can't save it there. You have to go to the reseller training, business center, marketing links, step number 1, connect your autoresponder. That's where you can save your API key.
There it is. Could you give me that path once again? Because you clearly know. You go to, did you say dashboard?
Reseller training.
Reseller training.
Hit business center.
Business center.
Marketing links.
Marketing links.
And step number 1 is connect your autoresponder. That's where you save your API key, not in the profile system settings.
Well, there it is. Thank you very much, Sandy.
That just sounded like the problem I had, and it wouldn't save it. So I think that's a way for her to fix that.
Thank you very much, Sandy. And like I said, I think the theme this morning that we've been sharing over and over is that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And every single one of us is a teacher for someone. Sandy, you're going to have the last word. I want to thank everybody who took the time to come here this week. It has been a very exciting, tumultuous week. We have gone through some stuff together as a tribe, as a community. I want to thank all of you guys that have been hanging tough, being patient, and now it is time to make some bacon, as my friend likes to say, Greg Chambers. And I want you guys, for this weekend, because there are a lot of things that are still coming up. It is a holiday weekend here in North America. We will be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Visionary Founders Hour. So make sure that you come here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Sunday, we're going to get some rest, but we will be back on Monday morning again. And here's what I would like you guys to do. Greg said something about going through all of the steps, really getting good with what your goals are, really committing and spending some time in that area, right? And I, Greg, am guilty as charged. I'm a guy who's been around the space for 25 years, been around direct selling, network marketing, yada, yada, yada. And, it's easy for me to overlook that stuff, right? Oh, yeah, the goal setting. Yeah, I know the goal setting part. Yeah, okay, I'm going to overlook that. Just how do I make the money now? Just show me where the links are. I'm going to ask you guys this week, because we are still bringing things to life. There are some adjustments being made on autoresponders. There is the dashboard, and there's going to be some sorting. The commissions will begin appearing the way that they should be. But as the team behind the scenes is doing all the work that's required to bring this machine to life, okay, I want you guys this weekend to really, get down with the fact that you really are in charge here. You really have something magnificent. But it's going to be up to you to take the action. So go through the steps that are back there. I'm looking forward. Greg said it's maybe a 6-hour journey to go through all of the material that is there in the back office of Traffic Authority. And those 6 hours really it's a culmination of a lifetime of work. Even Vincent Ortega said it last night. The team that has been assembled here has over a century of combined experience. I'm worth 25 years of those. Between me and Greg, we're 50 years of experience. So you go there and you spend 6 hours going through that, and what you're really absorbing is is over a century's worth of experience. And the other thing is the countless hours and the resources. You know, I know, talking to Greg and Doug, these guys have spent six figures. You know, for those of you guys who are struggling to spend $144, I can verify that Greg and Doug have spent six figures just going to seminars so they can actually have the information and the education to bring this program to life. So we're in a great place. We have great things ahead of us. Again, I want to thank you guys for being here all week. It has been amazing. It's been educational for me, for real. Let's make it a great weekend, everybody. Be careful out there. And happy Labor Day to all of you mothers.